What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for jumping into another video. My name is Josh and I am just your average Joe day trader. Hey guys, it is Friday night, July 11th, and man, what a crazy day we had in the market today. Obviously, you know right away that the market itself was driven by a lot of things happening within the news. First and foremost, the S&P 500 was on a pretty nice run. Yesterday, new high, all-time new highs. We continue to break the record high. $626.87 was about the record high. We entered into the post market, and it continued to drop a little bit and then run on and up, and then boom, Canada is going to be on a 35% tariff, and it sent the S&P 500 from about $626.40 all the way to $622.16. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, right? $2 plus per share doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it is a lot when you're looking at the S&P 500, considering that the S&P 500 is driven by many, many companies. If you don't know how the S&P 500 is made up, it is obviously the S&P 500. It's actually made up of about 513 or 514 companies that live within the S&P 500. NVIDIA is a huge part of it. There's huge, the Mag 7 that are all part of that. But there's about 157 stocks specifically that drive the S&P 500, and many of them are in that tech stock sector. But anyway, so it drove it down, and then it did spend a good amount of the night recovering. So in the 24-hour market, it went from 622 and kind of rose all the way up to $600 and let's say $24.62. Not bad. And then it flipped again. So it showed the volatility through the night. It had a lot of up and down movement, as you can see here, into the pre-market. And then when the pre-market opened, it sort of tricked you out a little bit. Like, okay, maybe it's going to run up. You hit this big candle, which you can see the wick on it, and it was green at one point, and then guess what? The sellers won, and they pushed the stock back down, and sure enough, it ran all the way down to a low of $621.53, and then it just sort of continued to run up, and then it dropped, and then it ran up, and then it dropped, and then it ran up. But for the most part, you can see the trend for the day was continuing to kind of recover back in the upward momentum, and then at the end of the day, of course, when we get close to 4 o'clock, when the stock market's going to close, it washed down. And in the post market, now it washed horizontal, and it continues to do that up until being Friday night. It closed at 8 p.m. Let's look real quick at the stocks that are the average Joe day trade stocks. Let's just kind of look and see how we did today. There were some really, really good opportunities to make some money today. Thank you guys. For those of you who continue to join the Discord, we're having a lot of fun in there, a lot of good communication, a lot of good knowledge and education going on. I bounce in and out of as much as I can. I've got some other great guys and gals in there that really know their stuff, that are having some good communication and talking about what type of stocks are trading, what's moving, what's in the news, etc. We want to keep that growing and keep that going. So drop into the link. There's a link down below if you want to join the Discord. It's absolutely free, not asking for anything. But anyway, go to the links below and jump in our Discord, the Average Joe Day Trade Discord. So Ford Motor Company, look at this. Very nice day for Ford Motor Company. Hit a low of $11.71, ran all the way up to a high of $11.86. Not too bad. It's about 16 cents per share, depending on how much you buy into it. But remember, this is pretty steady. This is one of the slower moving stocks. This used to trade in the 9 to $8, $9, $10, $11 range, and now it's above $11, and it's doing very well. So anyway, a good stock to take a look at. Soundhound today did not really do much today except going down. You had it at one opportunity right here, just a little bit. If you would have caught this $11.89, you could have rode it up to the $12.10. Not too bad of an opportunity. GTX didn't touch it. Wasn't going to touch it, wouldn't have traded in it. You could have gotten in and slowly rode this little bit of a roller coaster. It kind of looks like a roller coaster all the way up, but was not in it today. Didn't really impress me. Serve Robotics also had a really nice, at first you had some nice candle activity. It dropped off. Had this one opportunity right here, $10.32, ran all the way up here to $10.59. Not too bad. Apld, well, Apld was definitely a challenging stock today for those that are holding it as a longer term hold like myself and love to day trade it. I do day trade Apld every day. You can see personally, I got in right here at about $9.05. It hit a bottom low of 902. I saw the candles turning. I got in at 905. I rode it up all the way to $9.23. So I was within these candles. Saw this huge engulfing red candle that I knew was going to turn and take it. That was it. I got in, got out 923, and I didn't look back. Had a couple more opportunities through the day to sort of do it again. Wash, rinse, repeat with Apld. You had one here, you had one here, you had one here, right? You had another one here. So it doesn't move super fast. So it's a good chance to get in and out, but it was a little volatile today. Wasn't like a really nice pattern of it's just continuing on an upward momentum. It ran sort of within the channel here and stayed within this, $9 range throughout the day. Holding right now at 918. We'll see what it does come Sunday night when we open the market back up at 8 p.m. for the overnight trading. CXMXSAB, not too bad today. Had a nice upward momentum. Could have gotten in here at around $7.17 at the bottom low. And literally just rode it all day, watching those candle patterns all the way to a high of $7.41. Pretty good. It's probably one of the better results of the average Joe day trade lower price stocks. IAG, again, just like Apld, had some opportunities to make money. I didn't touch it. BBAI, right? BBAI. Guys, you know how I feel about BBAI. You know I love this company, defense stock. It's the next Palantir. I'm going to continue to say that. I'm going to continue to preach it. Every stock, including Palantir, had some ups and downs as they negotiated through and worked through some opportunities. That's what BBAI is doing right now. Back to $6.44, low of $6.39. It continues sort of on this low here. It's at $6.41, and we'll see what it does Sunday night into Monday. I'm still a firm believer. It's not a 24-hour stock. We'll see it Sunday night, 8 o'clock. SLDB, could have ran it up today a little bit here. Didn't talk about it, didn't throw it out there. Grab is another one that did have a very nice morning. This is the Grab Holdings. This is that Korean like Uber delivery food service, setup. Nice. Could have gotten in somewhere in the 490 range. Had a wick high here of $5.07, so not too bad. Wolf, WULF. Love WULF. Kind of glad it had this drop. Hoping that it drops some more. So I can buy back in and ride it back up. Pretty strong company, pretty strong stock. And I'm probably going to do a video on WULF and share a little bit about it for you and just give you a little bit of the data and the history. Anyway, those are the common ones, more of the, better priced ones. I've got the other ones, which we're not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about, but the new ones. Oklo had some nice runs today. SMR had some nice runs today. QUBT had a couple runs, but on a down. And QBTS followed the same line. These are the quantums. Pony AI had some, a little hard to see it, but you could have gotten in here and let your head spin a little bit, but you could have gotten in somewhere around 1250 and ran it for the day to 1311. Not too bad. TMC, another nice one with some good momentum. Could have rode that one in. And obviously, if you got to the top here and you didn't get out, you could have lost it all back, giving it back to the casino. And NVTS is one that, wow, like today, it didn't give much of anything today, NVTS. Back down to $5.81 low, closed at $5.84, sitting at $5.90 right now. We will see what it does. And then the mid-priced ones, Ionic, same, kind of exactly the same as what we were just looking at on NVTS, right? Look at this pattern. And then we're going to go here to mid-price, Ionic, very much similar pattern. Not much to talk about here, except in the post-market, after we shut down the the market 41.77 low, and it ran all the way up here to 42.94. That's where you could have made your money. Craziest thing in the world. Still sitting here, 42.75. Rocket Labs. And guys, I'll be honest with you, I'm getting ready to make a video about Rocket Labs. I love Rocket Labs, great company, a lot of strength. I'm actually going to create a video about Rocket Labs to share that with you guys. CCL, Carnival, you had some opportunities in here to make some money, a little too volatile today. And Intel, INTC, hard drop. We knew that was coming because of where it was the day before. It had some super, increases. We had a feeling and knew that it was going to drop down here. Number one, with news, with everything going on with the market. But it spent most of the day back on an up run. Could have gotten in at 23.16 and ran it all the way up here to about $23.66. So that's basically, 50-cent increase. Not a lot of other stocks giving out 50 cents. And then the high dollar movers, Tesla, thank goodness, because I have a very long-term position in Tesla that I'm very happy. Back up, $313. Nvidia, same thing, had a nice run up. Spent a little bit of the day coming back down, but that's okay. Nvidia is at new all-time highs, $164.94 right now. AMD, nice run along with Nvidia, and it stayed up. Palantir, I'm in the profit in Palantir, but I'm not selling it because Palantir ain't going anywhere and it's going to continue to make some money. Robinhood, wow, Robinhood, guys. Robinhood, several people I even listened to on YouTube were saying it's going to hit 100, may go higher. It did. It actually broke new highs, went to 101.50, and then it spent a good part of the day dropping back down. But hey, guys, like you say, buy the dip. Buy the dip. It's on sale right now. SMCI, and this is not financial advice. Don't take that as me telling you to buy. That's what I do. I buy the dip because I see it's on sale right now. SMCI, another one that ran up pretty well. And so we had a lot of good opportunities, a lot of good things going on here. And that is what it looks like Friday night going into the weekend. Guys, listen, I hope you have an awesome weekend. Get some rest, relax, enjoy the family, do something fun, do something nice. Do something that maybe makes some new memories in life, and just enjoy. If you hadn't subscribed to the channel yet, guys, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time we upload a new video. And I am very happy you're here. Thank you so much for joining and subscribing, for joining the Discord. And guys, I will have another update for you Sunday night when the market opens back up so we can see what happened. Did we gap up? Did we gap down? What does Monday morning look like for us? And all the news that's out there, guys, including what I forgot to mention, there's the potential that Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, is finally making the decision to resign. You guys know how I feel about Fed chair Jerome Powell. Not a fan, not a favorite. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, have a great night. Have a good weekend. Josh out. Peace.